to this woman. I'm intelligent and wise, a beautiful woman. This woman, I am a woman. This woman, I'm a strong woman. To this woman, magnificent. Today's woman. I can be your doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, or an engineer. I could be your mother. Ooh, I can be your sister. I can be a nurse or a judge in the court. I could be a leader, ruling over a nation, all over the world. I am a woman. I'm a strong woman. To this woman, I'm intelligent and wise, a beautiful woman. This woman, I am a woman. This woman, I'm a strong woman. To this woman, magnificent. Today's woman. The spirit of women is calling, and the voice of unity must answer. Today's woman. Today's woman.
Good morning, and good evening. Good morning, America. Good evening, Liberia. Again, welcome to Kitchen Talk. Kitchen Talk, of course, you will be hearing women voices. Every now and then we get the men to come in the kitchen and help us out, okay? So we are today's women. We can be women, we can be mothers, we can be leaders, we can be president, we can be anything we want. We can be scientists, we can be anything we want, okay? So join us. Again, I'm Yasendi. I'm your host in the state of Georgia. We also have Ambassador Anthony Down on the air on Radio Blueberry 102.9. Thank you and welcome. Tonight or today, we're going to be talking about dignity and humanity. And I will start this conversation with you. And then we're going to go to the political environment, okay? We're going to start with this conversation really quickly here, where I wrote this, and I want you to listen, all right, and process it. Let's listen, not to respond. Let's listen to process, to comprehend, and if need be, before we can act. But we should act with our mind and our heart, okay? I wrote this a couple of days ago, and I want you to know this. And I will play also what this man is saying to us. When people are giving less and treated poorly, yet they still respond with grace and silence, it is often not because they are content. It is because they are in surviving. Okay, they are surviving. In survival mode, people trade their voices for safety, their self-worth for stability, their truth for peace. It is not weakness, it is an instinct. But no soul shall have to live in a world where survival replaces dignity, or where endurance, mistreatment becomes the price for belonging. Real love of self or other can be grown in the shadow of suppression. Okay, so here we go, and this is Maslow. Okay, hierarchy of need. We will have a psychology on the line later to talk to us. Okay, and then we will take that from there. So today I come to you to have a conversation with you. I'm in the kitchen. Yes, I will remove the background later so you can see that I am, however, in the kitchen. Again, I'm Yasendi Martin Peye. coming live to you from the freedom fighter, Dr. Martin Luther King, who changed America forever. All right. Now, I want to play this again, and I will continue to play this. You Liberian women, and let me say to you, I do not, let's say, I'm not coming here to demean anyone. I'm coming here to educate. The goal is to inform. Okay. I have traveled. I'm an educator. Okay. I've lived in other countries besides Liberia. And I've seen other countries. I've also studied other countries and see how they change their environment. What happened? Okay. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna play this right here of our vice president. I strongly believe in leaders. You know, JFK once said, "Oh, what happened to my system? Why is it stalled?"
Right. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Anthony, whenever the system stalls, sometimes it's the internet. Just come in and talking, okay? And you can maybe get a commercial or something, but whenever it's stalled, it will have that. So I wanted to play a video, but I wanted to say where what's his name? JFK once said, leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. Okay. It is important that a leader is a lifetime learner, learning about other nations, learning about the environment, learning about their people, so as to progress, so as to empower the people, so as to create the future, better future for your people. The goal is progress. Okay? Here we go. I want to also read to the Liberian people in our constitution. This is my pocket constitution. And I'm going to read to you Article 5, where I believe strongly that those in power, especially the leader right now, as in Jeremiah Kum, is violating the Constitution because it's in power to do so. Okay? We started this conversation with dignity versus humanity. All right? So I'm on Article 5 of the Constitution. I keep reading this to you, what it says. The Republic shall, okay? It didn't say, well, it says shall, okay? In strengthening the national integration, okay, meaning coming together, and unity, okay, of the people of Liberia, regardless of ethnic, regional, or other differences, into one body politics. And the legislature shall enact laws promoting national unification and encourage all citizens to participate in the government. It said all citizens, not some. Okay? Not your gender, not men, not just women. Okay? Not you tribe. No. All citizens. That is Article 5. Go back and read that. All citizens. Remember, that's what it said. All citizens. Let me continue. Okay? All citizens to participate in the government. Not one group of political party. Okay? I would say the best amongst us to lead us, to open the tent and build a stronger house for everybody to be able to have, okay, or participate in the national cake. That's what I would say. Okay. Hi, Stacey. Hi, how you doing? So let's continue the conversation. It continues. Okay. Preserve, protect, and promote positive Liberian culture. Not the culture that discriminates, not the culture that is divisive, not the culture that disenfranchises, okay? This is disenfranchisement. When you deny people their ability to vote, to use their voice, their constitutional right, that's disenfranchisement. Okay? I want you to remember that. B, I just read to you A. Article 5A was the first one that I read that ended with encouragement of all citizens to participate in government. The second part is B, to preserve, protect, and promote positive Liberian culture, ensuring that national values, okay? Ensuring that traditional values which are compatible with public policy and national progress, not stagnation. National progress are adapted and developed as an integral part of a growing needs of the Liberian society. Take steps, that is C, by appropriating legislature and executive order to eliminate sectionalism, that's discrimination, tribalism, that's another divisiveness, and such abuse of power as the misuse of government resources. We see 150,000, 10,000, people offering people 500,000 to get away, to get out of the election so they can make God. All right? He also said nepotism and all other corrupt practices. So nepotism is a corruption practice. Okay, disenfranchisement is a corruption practice. Tribalism, it talked about that. So I'm gonna continue on this path. Now, Liberia needs a leader who walks his talk. I started the conversation with you on dignity and humanity. Okay, I'm gonna play this really quickly. Hopefully, it will let me play it because not too long when I was up here, it would not let me. I want you to listen here, right here, and then out and this. I'm gonna say something to that.
2011, Nimate Manansari will be president. 2011, Nimate Manansari will be president. She won. 2017, Nimate Tawiah will be president. He won. 2023, Nimate Joseph Baka will be president. He won. Nima is the electoral college of Liberia. And there are many people who don't want to see it. They want it to divide. They want to break it into pieces. Plenty of them more us. Because when the owner sell you, the tree will not buy you. 2011.
So I want all of you who are listening, okay, so please listen and please share. And here is what I'm going to say to you, okay? I'm going to say to you, as a Liberian, first and foremost, as a Nimbadian, okay, secondly, let me say to you all, Nima did not say Ellen will be president. Nima did not say so. That is not a true statement. What we've done over the years allow people to take away our dignity in the name of peace, to take away our survivorship in the name of peace. Let peace reign. We have never had peace, at least not in the last 30 years, almost 45 years. That is not a true statement. 2011, Papa Prince Johnson went to the Nima people and appealed to them to vote. Nima didn't say. Based on where we've traveled, we use our position, our pain to be controlled. And Nima thought, at least Nima thought, since this man fought on behalf of the Nima people, we will answer that with a promise that they were going to gain, with a promise that Liberia was going to change, with a promise that the war that was fought will not repeat itself, with a promise that Liberian children will get education, with a promise that Liberian women will be protected, with a promise that schools, things will come to normality where we can progress forward. And they came back in 2017. And now, when Ellen came back in 2017, let me tell you something. You know, I want to give to Caesar what is due Caesar and to God what is due God. The time that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf took over Liberia, it was in a rebel. It was after the war, after the bombing, after the bazooka, after the doodle ball, okay? After the air raid. That's what it was. And she, you know what she did? Just like the American people did, especially here in Georgia, she brought in most of the best brain to help, to put their name on the line, okay? To help stabilize, to help build. That's what she did. That's how the world was able to come to our rescue. That's how the international community, it was not just in one name. It was in the need of the people. The Anthony Saye, I think that's her name. The Dr. George Gwampu, the Monique Siaple, and other people who have established themselves to use their name. The BWI board had Alexander Cummings' name on it, who was already a CEO of a Fortune 500, an American legacy organization that is everywhere in the world, in almost 50 countries. She had them to use them as a reference point so Liberia can get help. We have billions of dollars weight on the nation. She worked to get the stability. In the second election, her second term, which broke a lot of people apart because George Coker went to her and said, we're not going to spend one term. And she said no. She and George Coker fell apart. And we all know what happened to George Coker. I'm going to start there. I'm not going to say anything today. And Liberian people gave her a second chance because the stability that she brought, the presence of jobs that she brought on her first term. Papa Prince Johnson went back to the Nema people and said she has been working diligently. Let's give her a second term. In the second term, things did not go as promised. People decided they will pocket, people decided they will steal, people decided they will rape people, who decided they will play God. So George Weah came to the scene. I remember 2017 when George Weah and Prince Johnson were on the back of the car when they went to Nema. And Prince Johnson said, I brought him. Okay? There was a reference point. Prince Johnson was the reference point for the Nema people. Jeremiah Kun, you are not a reference point. You are not a reference point. What have you done for Nema Kante? Nema people took you from selling gasoline on the sidewalk in bottle and supported you just to come and steal from them, just to come to intimidate them, just to come to divide them, to use Prophet Key, to insult Mandingo people. And you all tell me that politics, let me tell you the word dignified politics is. I'll come and show it to y'all. Okay, I want you to listen to this. This is thank you, Sis Rebecca, for sharing. This is John McCain. I want you to listen to John McCain during the campaign with Obama in the United States, the first black man who became president of the United States. I want you all to please listen to this man. When this man was called a terrorist, okay? I want you all listen. That way, they're not politics. Politics is not about a destruction of a nation. Politics, the philosophy of politics is not about getting 2 people, 3 people rich while the rest of the nation suffer. Okay? No, that's not the philosophy of politics. It is about the interest of a nation. Because when the people rise up, when the people are empowered, the people will empower their nation, not just empower, they will build a nation because the people will become more patriotic. When John F. Kennedy said, it's not what you do for your country, but what your country do for you. In this term, let's go to confusion. Okay, Confucius is a philosopher. It has to do with the father and the child relationship, or the leader and the subject relationship. First, the father must invest in the child or in the children. So when the children reach to maturity, the children ought to turn around and give everything that they have to the father. That's what GFK was talking about. In the United States, the children are empowered from the day they are born. In fact, they are looked out for. The state will speak for the child. For instance, if something happened to any of my children, God forbid, and I go to court, okay, it is out of my hand. It becomes the state voice, the person who violated my child, even if that's me. They will get them the best possible lawyer to speak on their behalf. All right? And that's how the state plays. But I want to play this for you with John McCain. Okay? I want to play this so you hear what decent people do. And then I'm going to play for you where we are as a nation. Okay? Right now. Why it is important. I know somebody just asked, Cindy, sometimes I don't know where you are. I'm confused. Okay? And I'm sorry that you are confused. You always know I'm on the side of truth. Some people come and say, oh, says Cindy, they say, okay, give me 1 second. I've always been, oh, you're always on the losing side. I'm never on the losing side. I am never on the losing side. I'm always on the side of truth. I want you all to remember that. Yacendi is always on the side of truth. It does not matter win or lose. For me, it's about the truth. What my conscience can live with. That's what Yacendi is about, on the side of truth. I want you to remember that. You can win and still lose. Okay? You can win and still lose. Let's listen to John McCain. This is a decent man. This is a man of service. This is a man who almost gave up his life for his country.
We're scared of an Obama presidency, and I'll tell you why. I'm concerned of someone that cohorts with domestic terrorists such as Ayers.
I have to tell you, he is a decent person and a person
Thank
that
you.
you do not have to be scared as president of the United States. Now, look,
I got to ask you a question. I do not
Y'all hear the man?
believe in. I can't trust.
This is the
Obama.
man who was
I have read about him,
kept
and
in
he's
prison,
not. He's not.
left his
He's
country, never spoke torture, and
he's
was
an
free
Arab.
him and running and telling
He's
the
not.
you always
No.
say that politics.
no, ma'am. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with on fundamental issues, and that's what this campaign is all about. He's not. Thank you.
Y'all hear that? That is politics. That is politics. It's about nations building. It's about elevating the people. If you and my brother Momo, thank you for listening in Yekepa. If you are hearing me, we got a 34-year-old young man in Burkina Faso. He came to power. He's not buying himself a new car. Okay? Now, I'm going to move my background so I can show you that I'm in the kitchen, and I am in the kitchen. Okay? So give me 1 second so you know that I am in the kitchen. Okay? There we go. So it's our Saturday kitchen talk, everyone. Thank you to all of you who have already logged in. I should have somebody coming on briefly. I started this conversation with this saying to you, okay? When people treat you badly and keep coming back to you, they have no respect for you. They come and promise you and give you a little bag of rice, one bag of rice here, t-shirt, maybe 10 bags of rice, t-shirt, $20, okay? Then they don't come back. You are hustling for your children. When your children are sick, you're all over on the internet or on radio show begging for them. But when they are sick, they can get on the plane and go to other countries. When you are sick, you are at the mercy of the native doctor. You are at the mercy of your community. You are at the mercy of how much your family pocket can reach. When you listen to people using tribalism They are telling you they don't have any plan. When you listen to people telling you about gender, okay, that woman can do. Woman can do. Women born to pee. Where everything in her body came loose. Where everything that has feelings in her body stood out. Like you're taking razor blade and putting in somebody's vein. Kept you safe for 9 months. Gave you life. Fed you. Make sure you live. When I was growing up, and that a whole generation of people, for somebody to even call your mother name in a fight or in a discussion, it will become a fight. Today, your clap, it is shame on the nation. It is shame on our community. When our little boys, our young men can clap, when somebody curse the nation's mother, those who procreate, those who continue humanity, those who continue life, that the very cradle that life is inside of them. When you watch leaders in a country where a woman can be grabbed in the middle of the day, beaten, taking advantage of him putting inside of her private part, and the leader does not speak. The assistant leader does not speak. Nobody in the country speak on that. Where are we headed? And you all come and defend. When you live in a country where just yesterday, the people who told you they were struggling, you employ them, and they disconnect you and make you and your children beggar. When they promise you, they see where all of our living, they send, I'll make my house bigger. Okay? In fact, I will not change anything. I will not put fence up. But they build a fence all the way up to the roof because they know they're taking everything away from you. They're taking everything away from you that you will not have choice but to be sneaky in the middle of the night. That your children will be so hungry to the point that they will not even care for their life. They will be in the street trying to break into people's places just so they can survive. And they take everything from you, your dignity, and they show up. And they keep your children unemployed. So they're desperate. What are you cooking? When they create no jobs, when there's no hope, when the leaders do not speak to the nation, somebody no one will know where I stand. I stand on the side of truth always. That's where I will stand. Now, if you want to hear where I stand, I will be on the air in Nimba this evening, around about 3 o'clock Liberian time, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Liberian time, 3 USA time. And I will declare where I stand. Okay? When you are a man, a young man, when you are a son, when you are a woman, I want to play one more here. How do you stand with this? How do you stand with this? Okay? What do your conscience say to you? As a Liberian, as a son, as a man. When you watch the rest of the world, you see somebody like Michelle Obama. You see the president of Tanzania. You see the cabinet. Oh my God. You see the cabinet, okay? The cabinet of what do you call it? Of Paul Kagame. Some of you are going hustle to send your children to Rwanda, but you don't hold your people accountable. I'm going to play another video just on what I wrote, but I want you to listen. I want you to listen keenly to this. Yes. So it's not just coming from me so you can know. I want you people to listen, Liberian people. I really wish I could get Steve on here because he was supposed to be coming here. Listen and listen well. Okay, here we go.
Displaying the affection, the sexuality, the commitment. As you neglect them, they have no connection to their own value. That is not somebody who can love you. They don't even know love themselves. If you give them less, you treat them worse, and you neglect them, and they respond positively to that, that is not a person. What you are interacting with is a survival response to get your attention because that's been their whole life. Don't act like there's a connection in that.
That is exactly that. That is exactly that. That is exactly that. That is where we are. Okay. That is exactly that. But I'm gonna warn you people. Like I just saw a video of Meapel Gono. Somebody, if you have that, please send it to me. I want to hear what Meapel Gono said. Tribe is more important than gender. Okay. That's why Meapel said, anybody has that video, please show it to me. Okay. Please show it to me. Please show it to me. All right. Ambassador Anthony, as a young person, what is your thought on this? Because I want you to add your voice as a young person, as a young man. Okay. The other day there was a conversation where you and myself where somebody disrespected your mother, and you almost went to jail for your mom. Talk to me. How does this thing? You talk to us. Let's hear where you're thinking, because you're a young man. You are part of the 64% population. Talk to us.
So like I always say, women or mothers, respect should be given to them, whether they are yours or not. They should be respected in any manner. In my presence, when you disrespect a woman, I feel that you disrespected my mother, because that's a gender, and my mother is also a part of that gender. So women should be given the needed respect. Women should be given the needed opportunity. Women should be given the chance, the stage to surface their ideas. Women are a backbone. They are night workers. Some of them are overthinkers. And some of the work they do, it baffles me to hear some politicians, some guys around saying or uttering some statements or words to women when they are supposed to be supporting, protecting, and making sure their voices are being heard. I've been following too many videos, listening, watching too many videos about and concerning our politicians, our leaders in the country who, are disrespecting the female. They have no regard for people they call mothers. They have no regard for women. They can do anything for power. They can go any route because of their self-interest. All the people we see moving around, coming up and down, going, buying a 60 bag of rice, if I bring a container of oil, bringing cement bag, giving you pocket change. Like Madam P said, they're not doing it because they love you. If any of these guys get sick or even severe headache catches them, the first thing that's going to run to their mind, how they're gonna book a flight to either travel to USA, to India, or any country, just because they experience mini headache. Whereas you as a citizen, when you even experiencing running so much, to buy one flashy, it takes you a week to get 100 LD to buy flashy, and you think they are doing well for you. Your teeth is awesome when they come with sweet talks. In fact, you are excited more than them when they come, when they need the power, and when they have, you sit and watch as a spectator. I always tell people, no country around the world that is great now is great because they have the highest population. No country around the world is great, is exceeding because their ancestors or their parents, their great-grandparents set up the foundation for them. Like I said, a typical example about Rwanda. The war that took place in Rwanda it was even more chaotic than the 14 years that occurred in Liberia. But go to Rwanda. In fact, your elbow will lift up until you fall down because the skyscraper isn't for play. If you go to Rwanda, you can carry your West Finger. You will walk for 1 week and will still be clean. If you go to Rwanda, coral will not bat its eye. But in Liberia, it's on the opposite. Instead of our leaders thinking in a path that can develop Liberia, that can increase the magnitude of infrastructure development in Liberia, they are going from town to town, villages to villages. They have abandoned the work of you and campaigning for their self-interest. But
so Ambassador Len, and let's take a few calls. The first 3 callers, we will put a minute on your phone. Okay, so let's take some calls. Let's see who's listening.
All right. So those of you who are following, I guess you've been following a conversation from the Genesis, and I'm quite sure even I think some people started calling, but it wasn't the time. So those of you who are following, you want to make your input. How is Liberia going? You can call us on 07. Okay, let's get our first caller. Here it is. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm okay. Your name, where you come from?
Yeah, my name is Stone Siako, and I call you from Wera.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Siako.
Yeah, thank you for the program, and thank God to our madam there. She spoke well, and she spoke in the interest of women. Because in Liberia, I can remember a guy called Prophet King, boldly, intentionally insulted one of the teammates who have stood up ground in his country to put Liberia on the map. And that king was like nothing. Our leaders did not take action, did not advance that young man, and also current who stayed in Agora Nima to insult women again. So where is Liberia going? So we want to join you to call on the leaders of Liberia to take keen note of our mothers, because these are people that bear now planning to deliver for us. So we need to respect that the women will be blessed. It will continue to serve our mother because of the curse. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for contributing this evening. Call us on 0775 102 102 0775 102 102. Or better still, 088. Let's get this caller right here. Good
Okay,
afternoon, caller.
let's make sure you have the last caller number so you can transfer the money to his phone. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes.
Your name, where you come from? All right. Go ahead, Mr. David. Where you come from? Where you come from?
I'm calling from Center.
How is Center?
Near Ghana School.
Okay, how is Center?
One thing I got from our marriage is the vice president is started. I don't care who did it. Only female candidate in the election, but the lady went to visit her and went start the woman up and start taking the woman put her on Facebook, which is very bad.
Okay.
I think the whole world should condemn that.
All right.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. David. Thanks for making your contribution. Call us on 0. Let's get the last caller for our dollar card this afternoon. 0775 102 102. Or better still, 0886 82 38 82. Sorry, 0775 102 102. Or better still, 0886 382 132. 0886 382 132. Call us this evening, stand a chance to win dollar card. Contribute. Let's know what you have to say about our discussion here this evening. We're talking about how is Liberia going? Where is Liberia going? Why and how should our leaders uphold the standards of democracy, paying courtesy to women, respecting the female who have put up the courage to stand up for their country, to stand up for their family, to stand up for their goals, their mission, in making sure that Liberia, the democracy is shifted one destination to another for the better. Call us this evening, 0775 102 102, or better still, 0886 832 132, 0886 382 132, 0775 102 102, or better still, 0886 382 132. Call us this evening. Let's get your point, your view here this afternoon on Radio Bluebird 102.9. We've been here since this afternoon, 3 o'clock. We expected to be leaving about 4 or in a time zone. 0775 102. Okay. All right, let's that color. 0775 102 102 086.
Okay, Ambassador, Anthony, while you're waiting for a call, let me go ahead and play this video, and so Liberian people listen and learn how nations are built. You cannot disenfranchise 50% of your population and anticipate to develop, and this is what is happening in Liberia. This is true today. This is Malcolm X. This is from the 60s, and he said this. Listen up here.
Aware of in my traveling recently through Africa and the Middle East. In every country that you go to, usually the degree of progress can never be separated from the woman. If you're in a country that's progressive, the woman is progressive. If you're in a country that reflects a consciousness toward the importance of education, it's because the woman is aware of the importance of education. But in every backward country, you'll find the women are backward. And in every country where education is not stressed, it's because the women don't have education. So one of the things I've been thoroughly convinced of in my recent travels is the importance of giving freedom to the woman, giving her education, and giving her the incentive to get out there and put that same spirit and understanding in the children. And I frankly am proud of the contribution that our women have made in the struggle for freedom.
And I will stop here. Ambassador, do we have some more calls?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, good. Guys, that is true today. That information is from the Ambassador. Go ahead, take it away and talk to our people a little more. Go and add your voice as a young man, please.
Definitely. So women, they need to be given the opportunity, like you heard from the video just played. Women was recognized, the voice of women was recognized in the late 80s, 1800s, and Liberia recognized through its democracy that women should be given the right, the opportunity that their voices can be heard. Firstly, the right to vote in the 90s. And since then, women, the average of women that has been given the opportunity to serve, the average of women that have been given the opportunity, the chance to lead, it's not interesting, it's not encouraging. We have preached gender equality time without numbers. And we are the same very people who go afterwards insulting, disrespecting, molesting people that we call women. Our leaders are not paying attention to educating women, but instead they are creating boundaries between the women and the citizens. A typical example is like the previous caller said, Prophet Key, Opa Yakwe. This is a guy who has been on the spotlight, molesting women, insulting women, saying the worst about women who have, most of the courage to speak for the people, who have embraced advocacy, who have embraced gender equality, who have stood up from their seats, from their comfort zones to speak up for women. And then a whole vice president that represents a citizenry of over 5 million people, inclusive of women, is parading the streets and corridors of Nimba County with an individual that have said the worst and is still saying the worst about women, who have insulted, who've given the last insult to women. And we feel comfortable giving these people the chance over and over and again. So it's up to us to make our decision, to speak for ourselves. Because if the person that's supposed to speak for you is not given the opportunity, is not given the chance, what do you expect? That means you will have to speak for yourself. A few years ago, when we came in District 5, Margibi, we talked to people. We told them, if women is given the chance to serve in the legislature, if women is given the chance to represent you. Things are going to change from worst to good. You are going to witness continual district sitting, district report, legislative report. You're going to see the transformation that's going to take place in this area. But again, like you said on Tuesday, the same people who smile, the same people who we feel are undergoing the worst, are the same people who will laugh when politicians come with sweet talks, bringing rest back, alcohol, giving them cash that will sustain them for just few minutes.
Thank you, Ambassador. Let me come in so we can close up. And we started a little late, but we're going to close up because there's another program coming. Guys, if you're out there, let somebody know, tell someone, share this video. We're here Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Even if I particularly not here, somebody's going to sit in, that we continue this conversation with you and with us. We will also be airing in Nima County and a few of the other counties. The last time, no friend here, we have people in Montserrat, Babalu, Grand Bassa County, Bond County, and some part of Nima. We look forward to conversating with you, educating one another, marching into a new Liberia, a Liberia where the leader talk his talk, where the leader build bridges, where the leader has respect and self-respect. Because for you to give respect, you must have respect. But I'm going to play this video here, okay, so we can listen to this man who is telling us that your daughters are not important. That your daughters, although the rest of the world, most of the inventions that you are experiencing, they are created by women, okay, and men, okay? The woman who made America, black women, made America go to space, okay? Made America go to space. Watch the movie called The Hidden Figure. Those are women, okay? Yes.
You ever hear a woman, they say, "Okay, you that woman can also." That woman that coming there will lure us inside there. She will never spy in my country. That terrorist, that terrorist people all mature. They say the man who die, that the hero of the country. They say woman will replace it. You not see it before? You not see it before? We will never allow it to happen. The player will say that thing more than in the man sector because they get more society than us. I'm going to tell the head of them there to say, "That way I can do here, you tell me." For women to challenge our culture, they will say now, say yes. The democracy we're talking about, in the boat, there was when President came, he will not stay on the road there. He was still there until they say, "Kadebo." It's part of our constitution, so nobody want to give respect for the sinners here. They were fast on.
This is just out.
You ever hear a woman, you say.
So let me let the Liberian people know it is not part of our constitution. Okay, I want everybody to know that it is not part of our constitution. Where he said contradicts our constitution, that is a lie. Okay, it is not part of our constitution, and our tradition respect the constitution. I read to you Article 5, where it says we should eliminate discrimination. Okay, tradition that does not progress the country. And since he coming to lower Nima County, upper Nima County, the north, that he said the amount of people do, we do. Okay, but just us, the head of the country will not be coming, and you're going to have and it's not an emergency. Both women and men can cross over depending on the position in the community, if there's those or not. We do not disrespect one another. So it is not part of our constitution. The constitution asks us to integrate and do away with tradition that is harmful, that is discriminatory, okay? that disenfranchise us people. So this man want to lead you, but he does not even know the Constitution. How do you anticipate that he will lead
Can we get our last caller? Can we get our last caller?
Go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome.
Your name, where you come from?
I will not show my name because of security reasons.
Okay, security reason, you don't want to call your name.
That's okay. He can talk without calling your name. Then you just go ahead and talk. You can call any name, my dear, if it matters to you.
Yeah.
Why would you be afraid to call you? But go ahead. He does not need to call your name. He's fine. Let me hear from you.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, share for that woman, I don't know how to share because that's what that the woman that you just care for the friend woman. You get that woman to bring her from place to place. Looking at the care, I can't tell her what I see that you that my mother not for me. See, so I feel very, very bad. So that means there's no woman that I will care for that friend woman. Then every now and then the child is sick. Then the mother will speak, taking one night, no what the one will speak. When people night, women can suffer for child. But I mean, no, like no woman, they can come together to unite themselves, to get foreigner that will cover all that, and then get out of jail the people. You say, most people are just to it. Even the people who before them, they were married, I think they don't even one way. And they have to use the best here to make some calculations.
Okay.
So I thank you for the program and our mother now we are here from the United States. We see that our people in whether our women, whether our mother there, our sister there, we are very around.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for your voice. We need men like you to keep adding your voices. That's the only way we can change where we are. Yes, it's very hurtful. Okay, I hear women. Okay, there are other men in the race. You have a young man in the race. Why name Mike Blewan, who represents 64% of the population. Okay, Koga got a job. You are elected him 3 times. He ain't got nothing to run on but to be demeaning, to be disrespectful to you. And you still put, and then some of them there, you are protecting your job, but you're putting the rest of us in harm's way, and you're fine with it. Okay? Dr. Gompu, who was one of the people who helped, okay, to forgive the $4 billion that we were owing Summer A during the Ellen first term, when he didn't agree with some of their policy and left. He's also on that ticket. But you know what? You still Koga, a man who don't think that we don't belong. The man who think we belong in the kitchen. The man who think that Nima Kante is a Gio and Mana state. And that's it. I'm going to play this. This is my sister, Miano Kogono. I want to get a better video because I'm going to play it later just on my screen. This is my last stuff that I'm going to show. So I want you all to listen. Let me play it, then we're going to call it a day. All right? And that's what I'm going to do. So let me go back and see where it is. I want to put the voice on. There she is. I'm sorry, it didn't come all right. So let me do this. I did it, but I don't know what I did. So now, Anthony, you can start closing us up if you don't mind. Okay. You can start closing us up. I'm gonna close with this video, as I said I would.
All right. So we've been here this afternoon since 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, bringing you informative discussions that centers around Liberia, our growth and development, the transformation and protection of the rights of women in our country.
And all human beings, not just women, all Liberians. To be all Liberians, oh man, all Liberians. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
we want to say thank you to those of you who've been following the show since this afternoon. We have been here talking to you about a couple of issues. Thanks for your listening. We're going to be here on Thursday next week by 11 o'clock to 11:55 p.m. During the night hours, and also on Saturday of next week, the same time, right here on Radio Bluebird 102.9 FM. My name is Ben Anthony Dan, and be a pleasant good evening from Canada.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anthony Dan and Anthony Dan. Thank you to all of you who came on to listen. Please share the video, as my friend may not be your friend. We're here Saturday morning, 11 o'clock, while we have kitchen talk. Again, I'm in my kitchen. So, the conversation is about steering the nation in the right direction. Where do we go from here? How do we choose our leaders? We are being abused, okay? What Koga said, there's nothing in the Constitution. But I wanted to play, though, what Kono said, and we can close with this, if really, Ambassador, you don't mind. That's all I want to close with. I'm trying to pull this up, and it's just giving me a hard time. Okay. Nope. It's giving me something else. Okay, here it is. So I don't think it's long. Okay, I don't really think it's long. So give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and close. That's okay. I will record it and I'll play tomorrow evening. So to all of you who came on, the first 3 callers, Anthony, that will be getting with you and give you your library card. So pull up that data on your phone. Thank you for listening to us. You educate me as I educate you, as we educate Liberia together. Your voice is important to us because this is how we build a nation. We build a nation by adding our voices. We build a nation by bringing in our own ideas. No one man has it all. But leaders must walk the talk. Leaders should be unifier. Leaders should be builders. Those who are campaigning, we needed them to tell us what they are going to do differently. If they gave you t-shirts yesterday, if they gave you $1 yesterday, $20 yesterday, $100 yesterday to vote for them, and they left, they didn't come back, they bought your vote, and you are doing the same thing, they will never change because your vote is bought and they take you for granted. They have no respect for you. So Liberians, so long you keep doing the same thing, you will get the same result. Nothing will change. It is not the leaders. It's not the people who bring themselves into the market to advocate for you, but it is you who make the decision, who decide the direction of Liberia, because the leaders that you choose decide the direction of the nation. I want to say thank you and good afternoon, good night. God have a good day. Bye-bye.